I went to Providence College for undergrad, got my chemistry degree there. And then first year out, knowing these guys were already going to be physicians, I had a lot of time to really reevaluate if I wanted to do it or not, and they never pushed. They always just gave me the straight up facts about what it is to become a doctor and how, like, their struggles and their rewards from becoming a doctor as well. And we're like, you just need to really dig down, and if that's what you want to do it. But if it's something else, do that. It was like, why don't you just go into business and take care of all our money, which was probably a great idea at the time for sure. But at the same time, that first year I ended up teaching high school chemistry, was waiting tables. And I just felt like that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to help people. And I was ready to make the sacrifice I needed to become a physician. To get into ophthalmology, it took me down a whole different route. But after that, deciding I wanted to go into medicine, my undergraduate GPA wasn't the best, so I decided to do a post-bac program at UPenn. I did pretty good there, did some research at the UPenn ophthalmology office, and then applied for the first time to US Medical School. Didn't really have my ducks in a row as well as I should have at that time. Didn't get in. Went and got a master's degree at Boston University in medical sciences. Also did research at Mass General at the time in transplantation for 2 years. Completed a thesis there. Applied to medical school again after 2 years there, and got waitlisted at 5 schools at the time and did not get off the wait list. One school even told me that I'd be the next person off the wait list, as the chairperson who I worked for called the school directly. So I didn't get in. Went to the Caribbean, went to American University of Caribbean for 2.5 years. And through that time period, after that, I did really well on my step 1, which is our boards for medicine. It's the first step, basically. I did really well on that. And one of the factors that was holding me back was my MCAT scores from undergrad, which a lot of places correlate with your step 1 scores. But I think I was second in my class at that time. I did really well on the boards, and then I was able to transfer into US Med School at that time. I went to Eastern Virginia Medical School. And at that time, I think there's only like 3 or 4 spots that they allow for transfers from other schools, and I was able to get in.
That's at Eastern Virginia, or is 3 or 4 spots?
No, 3 or 4 spots through the whole country.
So out of every med school in the U.S., there's only like 3 to 4 spots. So it's not like realistic for most people to think, well, I'll go to the Caribbean and transfer out, just so it's not like just misleading to some people.
Yeah.
With like what it takes to like get to where you're at.
Yeah, it was very difficult. And obviously everything I did before going to the Caribbean allowed me to get that transfer position, but it was just a couple of things that they saw, like my step 1 score, that allowed me to really, they basically saw my application, and I was able.
But it's not just the step 1 score. Like you have significant research experience. You're at one of the top eye institutes doing research before med school. So it's not like just, it's the whole package, because people still contact me like, oh, how'd you get this? How'd you do that? It's like, it's not one thing. You got to like put the whole package together.
Yeah, it's very holistic for sure.
And sell your story as well.
Yeah, and speaking on that, when I went in for my interview at Eastern Virginia, I sat with basically 6 or 7 people in one room for an hour and a half or so, and they were just rallying off questions, but it was very easy for me because I had all these experiences. So any question they threw my way, I could easily be like, well, I did this or that, and that's why it's made me who I am. And this is why I want to go into what I'm going into.
When it fits, the interview goes really well. You're just like, all right, I got this.
Yeah.
You start off a little bit nervous, and then like, it's like, I'm just going to tell them exactly how it is, and they'll gobble it up.
Yeah, sort of like my first podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So are you more comfortable now?
Yeah.
Ready to take that shirt off? So then,
but yeah, like at the end of the interview, I remember asking the guy, I was like, so when are you guys gonna let me know whether I'm in or not? Like the dean of admissions, and he just started chuckling. He's like, I think in a couple minutes. And he just started laughing. I was like, okay, this is awesome.
that must have felt good.
It felt great after getting denied so many times, and keep battling. And honestly, that wasn't even my goal. I just wanted to really be the best I could be while I was at the Caribbean.
Get a pocket protector for your shirt.
Yeah, you don't want to mess that one
up. But it got me to that point. I didn't even think I would get there, and that wasn't a goal, but I just was like, well, my application shows it now, so why not give it a shot? And
so that's what, 2-3 years of post-bac, master's, research before med school?
5 years before med school.
5 years before med school. That's not counting undergrad.
Yep. After undergrad, 5 years.
5 years in med school?
5 years in med school because of the transfer. Yep.
So that's 10 years.
Yep.
And then you start training what you're going in for.
Yep. And then I started ophthalmology.
You got the shirt and you started ophthalmology. That's perfect. So 10 years in, you start ophtho.
Yep.
And
what made you choose ophtho, or when did you know you wanted to do ophtho?
I learned about ophthalmology when I was at UPenn, and that was probably like 2012. Right after my post-bac, I was doing research there. And that's when I was like, oh, this is a really cool field. Really get to fine tune, like you're seeing every single detail on examination to be able to see and diagnose and then treat right on the spot, I think is a really cool thing. And having the ability to use medicine and surgery at the same time, it's just a really good field to get into.
Do you use medicine or surgery to cure blindness?